Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bengals franchise mode in Madden 2000 and Juan. We are back after concluding our second regular season after a 9-7 campaign. Not great, not amazing, but as you can see, it is good enough for the playoffs. So taking a look at the playoff table here in the AFC, the Jags would win out their last two games to finish 12-4 with the best record in the AFC. The Chargers would win their last game. I think they clinched the West in the previous video. I was unsure if the Broncos did, but no, the Chargers clinched the West and the Colts win the East, and so the Broncos and Bills are your wildcard teams. The Bills overtook the Jets. You remember the seeding was kind of weird, but the Bills had the better record. So we are the three wildcard teams, and so we are going to play each other. The Bengals are going to play the Broncos. And here's a look at the NFC playoff pictures. The Rams take the top seed in the NFC, and then the Panthers take the West, or no, the Rams take the West. The Giants take the East, and the Buccaneers take the Central. And then the Panthers, Vikings, and Cowboys are going to be your wild card teams. This is weird how they seed this, but that is how I understand it. So taking a look at the division, the Jags, of course, lead by a short margin. A 3-game margin is big enough in the NFL. And then the Ravens and Steelers both finished at 7-9 with the Browns. They didn't win another game when we played them, and they finished 6-10. And the Titans in the conversation for a top pick in the draft at 4-12. So here's a look at wild card weekend here, your matchups. The Vikings at Buccaneers, Cowboys at Panthers, and then we, of course, play the Broncos. So we are in Mile High Stadium. It looks a little bit weird at this time. I think they were doing some construction, so it's kind of weird. Maybe you'll see it in the background. But Brian Greasy is going to be leading things for this Broncos offense, along with Terrell Davis behind him. Maybe if you are a big Broncos fan, this is just a classic roster that you kind of look fondly on. Or maybe it's the gray area after Elway, where you're just like, God, I try to forget that Broncos team exists. I don't remember them being that terrible around this time. I mean, I think they're pretty decent, in the mid-2000s, right? I can't remember who played quarterback for him. Was it when Plummer went from Arizona there? But either way, would be the 0-2 season, I think, or 0-1-0-2 season. So we're getting things off to a hot start as we find McGee through the air, and he gets brought down right at midfield, and this Bengals offense is already cooking in our first playoff game. And we need a sharp game from Keely Smith. No turnovers to speak of. I need him to be freaking on the money, just like he was there, as he finds Peter Warrick going across the middle for another Bengal first down. And more of that, please. Just keep that going. More of that. And we're going to go with Corey Dillon on the ground, who sets the edge there. He can't quite get around that final block. It's still a decent pickup here, but we really need him to get around that block, and he cannot do it. So nothing is going to happen here in the first quarter. So we're at all 0. So, I mean, this is playoff football. It's going to be a little bit tighter than a divisional game against a 6-10 Browns or 4-12 Titans. So we hand this one off to Corey Dillon, who goes up the middle and spins around some defenders, but ultimately gets brought down short of the sticks. So on 3rd and short, we're going to go with Dillon again, and that block does not hold. I believe it was Gross who was holding up that block, and he just couldn't hang on for an extra second. So Corey Dillon gets stopped short of the marker, and we're going to send out John Green, our rookie kicker, who continues to have an amazing year, knocking home a 48-yarder with ease. So we take a 3-0 lead here, and already we have another opportunity with the football late in the first half, as Smith finds Peter Warrick deep in Bronco territory, and we have another prime opportunity here, and we cannot stall out. So 1st and 10, Keely Smith with a clean pocket, floats this one out to McGee, who hauls it in. I probably should have looked at our injury report to see if we were missing any key Bengals here, but so far as I've seen our big names here. We're just waiting for Chris Waller to get involved. Hopefully he does, if he is still healthy, and there he is over in the corner of the screen, you can see. So we got all of our ducks in a row here. Now we have a goal-to-go situation, and Terrell Davis, you see, is a Pro Bowl selection. We've kind of silenced him in this first half, so that's going to be humongous for our team in this game right now, but we can't seem to find the end zone, as the Broncos defense is holding up strong here in a potential goal line stand. So 3rd and goal for our offense here in I formation. Keely Smith thinking it over, going to go with a fake handoff to Dillon and float that out to the back of the end zone, where McGee is all alone, and there you have it, baby. Our first touchdown of the game, and this lead is going to extend to 10-0 as the first half comes to a close. So I like where we're sitting right now, but you guys have seen in our division games, you've seen things get pretty crazy pretty gosh darn quick with just a few plays back and forth. So We're going to cut here into the second half, our first drive at the top of the half, and it's 3rd and short. We're going to come out in I formation. What can Achilles Smith here do to try and get it? And he's going to go for it himself, and there's no one back there. It's just Achilles Smith, and he's got some speed here. He's not slow, remember that, and there's defense in pursuit, and they're not going to catch him, and it's Achilles Smith. A 70-yard run from scrimmage for Achilles Smith. Unbelievable. What is happening? Oh my gosh, we're pulling out all the stops. We went to the back part of the playbook. We're flipping through the trick plays now. That wasn't even a trick play. That was just terrible defense by the Broncos, but we're going to take it as we come out of the first half here and add a touchdown early in the second half and further extend our lead here. But hold on, because the Broncos offense is rolling. Greasy and the boys are in Bengal territory, in scoring range. Terrell Davis cannot get anything going on the ground here, but he's going to continue to try as he gets brought down close to the sticks. And there you see his production over his career. It's an impressive career, don't get me wrong. But that's going to end the third quarter as we hold on to a 17-0 lead in our first playoff game. So can we get a playoff win? I would absolutely love to do that in year number 2. 3rd and inches for the Bronco offense, and Greasy is going to find Rod Smith, who hauls that one in, and he is just on the goal line. He just about gets in, and now they're going to try and go through the air instead of go to Terrell Davis. I guess they really don't like what they've seen from him so far in this game, so they're going to try and go back to Rod Smith, and that one does not work. So 2nd and goal for the Broncos offense. Greasy dropping back again, and the pressure is on, but he gets rid of it to Terrell Davis, who cannot cut up field and get into the end zone. So 3rd and goal now for the Broncos, and we are all up in the backfield. We got several Bengals breaking free from their coverage here, and that might be Oko, the rookie, who made that tackle, or at least was all up in there to get it. So on 4th and goal, again they go with Terrell Davis, and he gets absolutely stood up by a cornerback, dude. Unbelievable. So the Broncos can't manage anything, but it's another 4th down. Their offense has the ball again, and this time they got a long way to go. But Greasy does convert as he finds, I believe it's McCaffrey who he finds. On 4th and 10, our defense folds, and we are unable to hold strong. That was not McCaffrey. That was some other white receiver. I guess the Broncos have multiple in their arsenal. But after a penalty, it's going to be 1st and 20 for the Broncos. They still are in scoring range here with just a minute left to go. And the lead is not out of reach. So the Broncos very much have a prime opportunity to tie things up as an amazing diving catch by Rod Smith gives another touchdown for the Broncos late in the game. And here's the onside kick. This could be the deciding factor for this game. Who's going to be happy? Who's going to be sad? And it is a scrum, and the Broncos get it. So we are absolutely folding here at the very end of this game. The Broncos now in prime position to potentially take a lead, or tied at least, or just I've lost track of the score at this point. I'm so amped. But the Broncos are in scoring range now. They've passed midfield. Greasy's going to drop back. He's got good coverage, but the pressure's getting to him, and he's able to get rid of it and find an open receiver who hauls it in at about the 10-yard line. And oh my gosh, things are falling apart. What are we going to do? The Broncos are running the hurry up as there's only less than 40 seconds left to go, and clock is continuing to tick. I assume they have no timeouts at this point because of the way that they've been playing in the 4th quarter. And so Greasy's going to spike the ball, and the Broncos are going to take some time to think this one over here, which is 33 seconds left to operate from the 11-yard line, the Cincy 11-yard line. They come out with split backs, and Greasy's going to drop back now. He's got a clean pocket, and he floats this one out to the flat to his fullback, who's got some open space, and he falls forward into the end zone for another Bronco touchdown. Oh my gosh. So another onside kick here, just in a desperate hope to get together, and we can finally do something as we are able, I think it's, or I thought it was going to be Booker, but it's not Booker, but the reception is made. We're able to recover the onside kick, and Achilles Smith is going to knee things out, and we're going to hang on to our 3-point lead as we just barely escape Denver with our lives. A 17-0 lead heading into the 4th turns into a 17-14 win that we just barely manage, and the Broncos end up kind of outplaying us statistically after we had kind of controlled and dominated the entirety of this game. So I don't really know what to make of that complete collapse in the second half of our team. As you saw, I didn't show any offensive drives for our offense in the second half. It was really just all Broncos. They woke up, I guess, after we kind of got comfortable with our lead. Achilles Smith is our leading rusher with his one attempt for 70 yards. That was such a humongous play, man. Without that play, we lose this game. So, I mean, hats off to him, man. Have yourself a game, I guess, Mr. Achilles Smith. So, we managed to win our first playoff game, and that is going to bring us to the divisional round where we are going to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. So looking over the rest of the wild card here, the Colts dominate the Bills, the Cowboys hang on against the Panthers, and the Buccaneers and Vikings have a bit of a barn burner, which is the Buccaneers win in advance. So here's your divisional round matchups, and we are pretty outmatched against the Jaguars, but we've had nothing but close games with them, so I'm going to need every single Bengal fan, man, because this is going to be a tough game to win in the divisional round. But we've already got one. Let's continue our Cinderella story, so I need everyone there in that next video.